And thanks for joining us today. I am Gary Freeman, and I have over 30 years' experience in the clinical industry, both in drugs and devices, having worked in pharmaceutical companies, device companies, and clinical research organizations. We developed this particular program with the administrative staff in mind to review the basics of clinical research and to highlight the important role that everyone has in this process. All too often, the administrative folks are left out in meetings. They don't quite understand what it is that's going on, why the timing is important, who does what, and how you could help to move things along faster. In our industry, faster is the game. We always want to get there quicker. It's been said that the first company that gets to a new therapeutic entity always keeps market number one. So it's a big deal for a company to want to get out there first. There's a lot of competition, as you know, in this business. We want to make you more productive as a team player. A solid team works best, and I hope with the knowledge that you'll gain today that you're going to start to ask more questions. More questions is the key. Why do we do this? Why is this important? Why does it matter? Ask those questions to your team, and you'll become a more effective member. They're going to respect you for having the interest in what they're doing. So let's get started. We have a lot of objectives here. This slide here just gives us a little view of who I am because of getting credits for the program. I've kind of mentioned that I've done all of those things. And I've worked with a lot of administrative folks over all the years, often with Lunch and Learn as well as these types of programs to make sure that people know what's going on. First of all, we want to recognize the importance of a knowledgeable support staff. It's extremely important, and in this day and age, we're learning that oftentimes our admins are not so knowledgeable, and therefore they're making mistakes or holding things up, not purposely, but just because they don't know any different. They don't think it really matters if it gets out on Friday or at Monday. If it's a document that needs signing, maybe it's not important to get that VP signature today, but maybe it is. Maybe it can move things along much faster. Maybe it will influence other folks to move quicker if your top-level group is moving quickly. We're going to define common terms that are used in the field of drug and device research. The common terms so that you understand a little more about what's going on, perhaps. We're going to describe the basics of the development process. We'll talk about the principles of good clinical practice. You hear GCP all the time. What is it? Why is it important? What are the regulations that we have to live with? We're a very regulated industry. We're going to talk about the basics of designing a study and the use of a study protocol. We'll talk about SOPs. None of us like to have to deal with SOPs, but they're our basic training piece. Everyone has read and understood them and signed to that. FDA looks at that very, very carefully. How does our company work? How does our company follow the regulations? How do we all do it the same way? How have we all been trained? That's a very basic piece for the government to look at, for all of our staff. We're going to talk about the responsibilities of various members of our team. Who does what? How do we help each other? We're going to talk about the essential documents that are needed for a clinical trial, and we're going to become familiar with the proper preparation of some of those documents. Again, that's where a lot of time could be spent. We're going to talk about the importance of training and the maintenance of current training records. The record keeping is what is so critical here. If it's not written, it didn't happen. If we weren't trained on it, we don't know what we're doing there, theoretically. We're going to describe the rationale behind building quality into our filing system. If we can't find something, we might as well not have it. We're going to talk lastly about the do's and don'ts in the event that we have a regulatory inspection. Very critical there, how to react. Do we have an SOP for that?